I want to show you some recent Excel enhancements in Dynamics 365 Business Central. We're going to look at an ability to pull the list analysis data from Business Central, send it to Excel. We're also going to look at new functionality to edit sales price lists in Excel. And finally, we'll look at financial reports in Excel, but they've added slicers for you. So it makes it a lot easier to analyze the data in the way that you want to. This is a list page in Business Central with all my customers I have in my system. There's functionality that's been around for a while that I can analyze this data. It gives me different ways to look at it. It's called Analyze. Let's click on this. These tabs at the top are user defined. I can have different values in there, different fields, different columns. It's an easy way to analyze the data in Business Central. And there's also the functionality to put it in a pivot mode. Let's take a look at this analysis here. So I've got all my customers. I've got key information about the work that they've done with me. And what I can do here is I can easily export it to Excel. All I need to do is drill down on this tab, open in Excel. It'll take this information in this format and put it in Excel. Let's take a look at it. So this is a nice way to look at this data. Everything's organized exactly the way it looks in the analysis page. And it gives me the ability to use different columns of data in my analysis sheet. Let's go back here and take it out of pivot mode. I can take it out of pivot mode. This becomes more interactive. I can drill down here and get the information on this data here. Here's the customer. I get more information here. I can export this to Excel as well, but it's going to look better with the pivot mode. If I export it here, maybe open up a couple of these. Let's export it, see what it looks like. Okay, this is a lot of information and it's not organized very well. And there's a lot of duplicate numbers. You can see that here. So for this, going to Excel, really the pivot mode makes a lot of sense for this particular data. Let's look at one more example in items. I've got an analysis list here. I have it in pivot mode because I have the columns here with the price groups listed top. And then I got the item groups listed down on the left-hand side here and the quantities currently on hand. So this is nice just the way it is. It allows me to drill down on more information. But what I can easily do is export this to Excel. It gives me another way to look at the data in Excel, and I can use this to do further analysis if I want to, and also share it with coworkers. Next, let's look at the ability to edit sales price lists in Excel using the Edit in Excel functionality. This is brand new in the most recent release of Business Central, 2025 release Wave 1. So let's take a look at it. These are my current sales price lists. This allows me to have separate price lists depending on the customer, maybe the group of customers, or just a way to manage prices a little easier than on the item cards. So I've got 3 here. This one in the middle is just the default price list. This is coming off directly from the item cards. I created that earlier today, and I've got 2 additional ones. I've got the retail and the wholesale. So what's new in this release is I can edit in Excel these prices. Let's take a look at one. So here's a sales price list. I've got all these items here, all the different prices. And before I had to copy and paste into this if I wanted to make any changes or make the changes manually in the user interface by typing them in. But now I can use Edit in Excel. See right here, this option is brand new. I can edit in Excel. I can open all that up. You can see that it opens up the data connector on the right-hand side and then fills Excel spreadsheet with all the line data from that sales price list. So I've got all the information here. I can scroll over a little bit, see the actual prices. So right now, I can use Excel functionality to change these prices in a large way if I wanted to. I could just enter a price change here, or maybe I wanted to increase these by a certain percentage. I could do that too. I can use any functionality in Excel to manipulate the prices right on the spreadsheet. And then when I'm done with it, I'll export it up to Business Central. All I need to do is publish that. And you can see down here, it's been published successfully. So this is identical to other Edit in Excel functionality in Business Central, but it's recently been released in this particular function, which is the sales price list. A lot of people have been looking for this, and now it's available. And now what I want to show you is now in Excel reports, there's a number of preview reports that are available that you can take a look at and use in your business. And what they've done is they've added slicers to these reports. It makes it a lot easier to analyze the data. So let's take a look at it. Here are my Excel reports right here. Let's take a look at this one here. It's a trial balance, and what I want to do is download it. So it's created the worksheet. You can see that here, but it's blank. So I need to enable the content. I'm going to do that. And I'm working on Microsoft 365. I'm going to refresh this data. Click on this here. Enable the content again. And refresh all. So here I have my trial balance. I have all the accounts in my chart of accounts listed here in the dollar amounts for this period of time. But what I also have here is I've got some slicers that Business Central added automatically. I can filter this data based on department code, customer group, account category, and account subcategory. You can see those here. These are all my slicers. So this is handy. Business Central creates this automatically when it creates this Excel report for financial statements. It's going to add the slicers to it. Let's take a look at how they work. So say I want to just look at assets. I've got that here. It's going to change the results on the spreadsheet. Then just say I want to look at inventory instead. It adds another filter and filters it down to just the inventory items in my trial balance. And I've got all that information here. I've got a concise report on what this information is. I can double click here and get more detail. Here's a detail list. It's broken down by the dimension codes. You can see that here. So Microsoft has added a number of financial reports in Excel. They're connected directly to Business Central. You can easily run them from your UI. You can see those listed right here. These are all in preview mode now, but they'll look at the current data and work the way that I just showed you. So we just looked at some nice Excel enhancements that Microsoft has included in Dynamics 365 Business Central. These have all been rolled up to the most recent release, release 2025 Wave 1. So if you get a chance, you're going to want to look at some of these Excel enhancements and see if you can use them in your business. If you're ready to deploy Copilot in Microsoft 365, download our free guide with the link in our video description.